Hi, Collective. I love you if no one's told you today. Hey, so this is from Job, chapter 19, verse 2. How long will you vex my soul and break me in pieces with words? And then down to 15, I am an alien in their sight. And we want to talk about abusive words. If you were in a relationship where you were gaslighted, I call it like the 3 S's, like to identify someone that's abusing you in your home where you can't be yourself. They'll use silence. These people use silence to control your actions in a home where you're constantly tiptoeing around them and you never know quite what's going to set them off. If this is a marriage you're in, you need to definitely find somebody in the community you trust. Tell them kind of how you can't be comfortable in your own home. They'll use sarcasm. Let's say you show distress or your feelings get hurt. They'll use sarcasm. They'll say, oh, you're so abused. You poor abused baby. To kind of belittle you, make you feel like, well, I guess I'm not chained to a basement somewhere. Make excuses, the empath. So you stop, showing any feelings. Or they'll use satire, and this starts with relatives, where as soon as the relatives realize, okay, this is the black sheep, this is the one that, then all of them have this cute little smile, like when you're around, like, here she is again. Like, these were things that I grew up with, and I really want people to be aware, like, if you're uncomfortable in your own home, you don't have to take that kind of verbal abuse. And it's verbal, it's mental, it's psychological abuse. If you're in a home where you have parents and you're experiencing this, you have to be careful. I know some states allow you to emancipate yourself. If you say, well, this has gone on for so long and I can't be myself and I'm scared, you need to find somebody and just say, this is what I've observed. What should I do? Because I'm going to tell you, if you don't identify it now, all your future relationships, regardless if they're marriage, business, you're going to allow people to treat you like that and think that it's okay. And it's not. It's not okay for them to use sarcasm, satire, or silence to control you. And it is an energy thing. It is. Because once you get that yellow chakra strengthened, that solar plexus, a lot of that won't even come towards you. But if you haven't done that work yet and you've experienced this for many, many years, you need to get away from that environment because that's not healthy. It's not healthy that you can't be yourself in your own environment. That's important to me to say that. Because there was a lot of sarcasm that I took growing up that I realized, that's just normal. No, it's not. I wasn't showing distress to be called an abused little baby. I was showing distress because I was being distressed. So what I'm saying is, your feelings should be validated. Alexa, play Ring of Fire. So that being said, I hope your day was great. These are things I ask my coworkers too. I'm like, because if they've been in bad marriages or things, I'm like, what are some ways that your abuser would, because I think that you need to hear examples of it so that you realize, you can identify it, because there's so many examples of it. These are just a few that I mentioned. But, you just pass it off as normal. This is normal. No, it's not normal. To be talked to like that. Tiptoeing around your own home where you can't be yourself. I understand, like, if it's midnight or bedtime, I understand that. But, always somebody questioning you, like, why are you doing it that way? Or, belittling you. That's not healthy. It's just not healthy. And it's not going to help you grow or ascend in any way, shape, or respect. We all have rules to follow. We all have an authority to line up our shoulders to and give respect to. It doesn't matter where you are. Every environment has an authority. And you come under that authority. So it doesn't matter if you're in the grocery store, the library, you come under their rules if you're there. What I'm talking about is when you're in the library and somebody's either using sarcasm, satire, or silence to belittle you, where you can't be the best patron of that library at that point in time, then that's a problem. Either you'll stop going to that library, or you'll ask somebody around you, hey, is this normal? Does everyone get treated like this? Should we just go to a different town and go to a different library? I mean, some situations last many, many years and nobody cares to square up to their opponent, and if they do, there's abuse that follows. There's physical abuse when you try and square up to that authority, if it's in a home. So I'm not recommending that. What I am recommending is that you identify and be able to express that to someone you trust. Like, look, these are things that I live with. Is this normal? Am I being overly sensitive? Because yeah, it's difficult, but I look back on a lot of my situations and the sarcasm wasn't necessary. I mean, like, I was 10 years old. 10 years old. I'll give you something to cry about. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I'll give you something to cry about. Wow. Okay, so this is the middle of the reading, this King of Pentacles. Okay, let's see if this is high vibration or not. So, crowd-pleasing illusions. Crowd-pleasing illusions. I feel like a lot of this satire, sarcasm, silence is not used in a crowd. It's used in an isolated environment. That's how because probably in public or what have you, they won't do that to you. That's another indicator. Or in public, they'll just, so-and-so has issues, they'll like talk about you. So-and-so has, well, no. So, you know what I mean? It's like, you have to line up to the authority when it's necessary, but at the same time, write this stuff down. Write it down. Keep track of this stuff. I don't care if you're a minor or if you're in a marriage or what. Just keep track of it if you have a diary, and then keep that in a safe place where no one else can see it. And then when the time is right, because like I say, you don't want to aggravate your abuser, okay? Please don't do that. Please do not aggravate or confront the abuser. Just keep track of it. Just observe it, okay? You know how to get to live through it, to survive it, because obviously you're surviving it right now listening to me. But keep track of this information so that when the time is right, you can say, look, these are just things, dates and times that I've noted. Is this, what can I do? Many people recommended that I get a private investigator. I just thought I could rely on family. Well, unfortunately, family was behind it. So I just caught a bus back into the same situation. So I had to go outside of that entire circle to get help. It shouldn't have to be that hard. You know what I mean? Like, there should be something like in a church or a school or a teacher or somebody that you can say, look, this has been going on for years. What should I do? And hopefully that person will lead you to the right resources and honor your trust. Make sure it's a trustworthy person. Because like I say, if that gets out and it gets back to your abuser, then you've just aggravated your environment. You've made it worse. Okay? And then then that's really bad. It's a hard time for people to change right now. The economy's not good. You may have no place to go, no one to turn to. But at the very least, you can be writing these things down, date and times. An abuser doesn't like to be confronted either. Like, when you ask questions, they don't like that. It's that silence thing. That's how they control. So if you start asking questions and you get like dismissed, or they walk away from you, or it's dismiss you, like whatever, just keep track of it, okay? Because you know, my abuser was always like, prove it, prove it. Obviously, there's only so much you can do to prove it. So if you're keeping track of it, and then when the opportunity's right, you can show somebody, and hopefully they can help you find a resource. Yeah, we're gonna confront this person and their behavior, because you should be able to be yourself in your own environment. You shouldn't be able to be tiptoeing around your environment. This King of Pentacles is I don't know. So this person is well aware that there's some heartache involving some work that they've done, maybe, because this law person's in the middle. So maybe they've been doing some things collective to attack you, and it's yeah, I would say this is a low vibration. This is probably your nemesis, because it looks like whatever they've been doing, this person's right in the middle of it. Like, yo, I see what you're doing. So in your subconscious is this this independent energy. And in your consciousness, you're really hoping that these three cards here, I mean, if this is your situation and your story, that this is some kind of collaboration to bring this person to take accountability, right? Why are they, I'm sorry, I have to take a drink. First of all, why is this person doing these things, okay? Causing heartbreak, working very hard at it. Why are they doing that? Okay, maybe this person knows, and maybe there's a collaboration to stop it. You are moving away from this Ten of Swords. Oh, okay. So yeah, this is your nemesis. This might be what they're feeling right now, because this guy caught the work that they were doing. Why they continue to do this work is beyond me, but they continue to do it. They want to see you 6 feet under. Because look at it, an abuser, right, will never take accountability. They won't. They will deny, and deflect the blame on you. This is your problem. These are your issues. We're fine. This is your issue, okay? So, somebody made them take accountability, and they're feeling this, left out in the cold. Yeah, this is an abuser. In this particular reading, now, I'm not saying all readings, because the King of Coins is an earth sign. They're probably stable, loyal, dependable, probably paid your bills. But in this particular reading, this person was doing too much to break a heart, okay? Too much. It wasn't necessary. It was over the top. Over the top. Poor abused baby. Sarcasm, okay? This person uses sarcasm, silence, and satire to cause heartbreak, and they could have cared less, because that was their problem. Instead of just leaving it well enough alone, I don't know why they had to, take the cigarette and like push it down to put it out, but they caused a lot of pain to somebody. I hope that's not you, collective. I hope you've been well past this. I hope this is many years ago that this might have happened to you. But this particular reading, there's an earth sign that's done way too much work. Way too much. Okay? And they didn't want to stop. Because an abuser has to win. That's just the way it is. An abuser has to win at all costs. They will go out of their way to make you miserable and remind you never to question their authority. Never. Oh no, they're in charge, not you. And I'm gonna show you how in charge I am. Wow. Okay, alrighty then. As they put you on the street, out in the cold. Which, no. I know this is a really tough time for people right now, so that will not happen to you, collective. But this particular reading, somebody is out in the cold, and they feel like this. It's because of this high priestess, because somebody out there in the collective stood their ground, said some truths, and there was probably some kind of collaboration with someone in the environment or somebody in the community that noticed it, okay? Which is pretty awesome. Because sometimes, even when you're making all these observations, you know, yeah, I have this silence, I have this satire, I have this sarcasm in my home life. I don't know what to do. You tell the right person, okay? You tell the right person for a long enough amount of time, and it's going to be obvious. This person's not making this up. This person is well aware that somebody wants this done, okay? So this is a good reading. I like this because I don't feel like this person had to do anything. I mean, besides observe what was going on, okay? They didn't have to confront the abuser and aggravate the abuser, okay? They just had to hold on and be as stable as they could be and let the spiritual council handle it. Spiritual council will. Your ancestors will. You are, this is how people see you. They, regardless that you didn't do anything, this person sees you as that you're combating them. When all it is you're observing, like, why are these necessary things that you're doing? What? I don't understand. But that's how the environment sees you. This is how this person views the situation is. This is all you. You've caused all of this. You've caused all of this pain because you identified things. And it's all your fault. Poor abused baby. I'll show you what to cry about. Yeah, that was the other thing. I'll give you something to cry about. Wow, I'll give you something to cry about. Okay. Okay. Give you something to cry about. Hopes and wishes. You hope that this stops, right? You just want it to stop. That's your hopes and wishes. This is like a parade, like a celebration. I don't know, collective, maybe that's your love language, that you need that celebration to feel like completion to this cycle, but it's an accomplishment that you didn't have to do this stuff, okay, for this to stop. Does that make sense? Like, I feel like you don't need a parade, but you're wanting to close that cycle. And there were two cards that came out on this ending to this reading, so I thought I'd read them both. So there will be information coming out and about, probably lots of it, about the secrets, okay? A lot of these secrets were just them using that silent sarcasm satire to abuse somebody in their own home environment and getting away with it. And then when anybody came forward, or when they went forward, oh, they're crazy, or they're whatever, you know, this oh my gosh, I don't even know if I should post this. I felt like this was so important to talk about because I don't want anybody to be in their environment and not be able to be themselves. Does that make sense? These are things that abusers do. That gaslighting, I didn't even know what gaslighting was. And then I started reading about it, and I'm like, oh my God. So just identifying it and just keeping track of it is going to be a victory for yourself, because it feels good to keep track of it. Because like you're suddenly like, okay, yeah, that was one of them, that right there. When they dismissed your feelings, they discounted them, okay? And all of a sudden you're starting to like, no. I am valuable. I am worthy. I shouldn't have to live like this in my own home. That's terrorism on the home front, okay? It's verbal abuse, it's psychological abuse. Is it that you're chained to a basement? No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that that's the kind of abuse you may be under. But I am saying there is psychological, verbal, and emotional abuses that people endure, and they don't have to. They don't have to. You either call them on it, so that it stops. Or if you're afraid that that'll aggravate your abuser, you keep track of it and you tell somebody who's gonna care. Okay. Thank you for listening. Have an awesome night.